Pedro, you were interested in this place of Austria, of Styria. You were invited here the first time in 2008 by Peter Bakisch when you had the big show in the Kunsthaus Graz. And you realized this architectural features such as bricks in a special combination. What was the main interest to work with those bricks?
Well, in the very beginning, when I first met Peter Bakisch and you, and the idea of proposing an artwork for these Poppendorf woods come up, obviously I did what I always do. I travel a bit around. We took the car and we traveled, and I did a lot of photos, and I suddenly start to realize that this was a region where bricks were very much part of the construction techniques. They even are more than that. They are used as decorative parts of the architecture itself. So it was clear to me that the brick was a quintessential element in the local construction culture. Well, I come from a place where bricks are exactly the same. We are mostly building on brick, not in wood. And I thought it was a very nice bridge between the culture I came from and the culture here in this part of Styria. And the bricks are a primordial human artifact made with very simple elements. The classical earth, water, fire, and air. I said, yes, I'm going to make an artwork. I'm going to make a sculpture for the Poppendorf woods, which is basically, perhaps even only, made with bricks. And walking around in this place, I felt, I have this relationship with forests. Forests are a strange place to be, but are also a place where people wander around. And I said, why not creating an artwork that could at the same time be used by people in a so-called practical way. And when people walk and when people meet each other, people also like to stay together and talk, and they like to sit down and observe nature, listen to the birds perhaps, in a relaxed mood. And that's when the idea of making assembly, a group of 21 brick benches, come up.
Your artwork is not a monumental piece. It's not to be very big or huge. No, there are 21 benches, small benches connected to certain trees in this piece of wood. Why did you do it in this way, and why 21?
The size, it is not related with the monumentality. The size of an artwork, it's more like a mental size. It's the dimensions of the concept that matters, not the physicality of the object. So it was obvious that in nature, in the real heart of nature, in the middle of a wood, we were not going to propose any kind of monumental object. I was much more interested in creating and placing small objects, all the same dimensions, all made in the same material, all similar, all looking alike the same, but scattered around irregularly in a pattern with no previous drawing, no previous plan. The locations were chosen by just walking around and trying to relate them with the trees, trying to create a visual network with all of the 21 elements in a way that it would even invite people to go from one to the other in an irregular pattern of walking amid the trees. And why 21? Well, in very different cultures, the number 21 is somehow related to the notion of absolute perfection. In the Christian cosmogony, the number 21 is the number attributed to God. So it's 3 times 7, and it is the number that symbolizes for the Christians God as a unique and perfect entity. So I'm not a religious person, but I like to read, to follow, to learn all these different contributions from many different cultures to what is, I would say, a treasure, a patrimony of humankind. So I often use the number 21 in many artworks I do, and in the Poppendorf Woods Assembly is a group of 21 benches. So it's an ambition for perfection in a way.
You also connected this sculpture, this assembled sculpture, with words. So there are always two words on one bench around the corner, and it seems to be very important, the language, the thinking of the people, and also the staying as an assembly. How important is this for you?
These 42 words that I selected among a vast, let's say, vocabulary manual, are the words who somehow they summon, they call for a particular poetical attitude. And they are, in a way, representative of some threads, some lines of reasoning that are underneath my activity as an artist, my works. I often use them, most of them, almost every one of them, in titles, in writings. So I'm very, very close to words like river, like light, like sky, like water, like so. So it's, if there was another sculpture on top of this assembly, and this sculpture is a language network that goes together with the brick elements. And I want to inscribe them in a way that they were not side by side in just one side of the object. I propose that they will be engraved in different sides on the object, because by being around, they possess the totality of the element. They are not hanged in a wall like a painting. So it's a combination of a concept, of a particular material that is together with mankind since thousands and thousands of years, and then language. And this language with particular words which for me built an almost poetical body which comes together with the concept of assembly.